Good afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here and have this great opportunity to be able to present how we think about the future of Japanese youth today. So let's get started. As you all know, last year the Great East Japan earthquake hit Japan on March 11th. First, we would like to say our great thanks to everybody in the world for helping us. And we saw the supporting videos that were sent from all over the world, including from the ones from Jordan. We saw it, and it was a very wonderful video. And today we would like to say thank you very much for all the videos and all the messages. Thank you. So the current situation in Japan is, I have to say, a bit difficult. That's because there's a need to recover from the earthquake. We need to solve the financial problems. There's a big need for global leadership. Many problems. But does that really mean that the future for the youth would be bad or good? So today, we would like to share how the Japanese youth minds are changing to build our prospects for the future. So we would like to begin by what kind of era did us youth live?
So we would like to begin with a brief introduction of the history of Japan, and would like to tell what kind of era we youths have been going through. So after the World War II, Japan's economy grew rapidly. This is called the Japanese post-war economic miracle. In 1968, Japan was ranked second in the world's GDP. However, at the end of the 1980s, there came the start of the last decade in which Japan couldn't grow up than in 50s to 70s. And then on 2011, the Great East Japan earthquake struck Japan, displacing hundreds of thousands of people. So we belong to that generation who has not experienced the rapid economic growth or the plunges of the economic boom in 1980s. So how did the era affect us?
As you know, Japan is an island country. Being an island country has many merits, but also has the merit of youth wanting to be in the same barrier. One of the barriers is the development of the utility parts. Until now, following what everyone else has done was considered a safe way to gain happiness. As an example of a preferable life model for the youth in the urban would be to go to a good university and get a job at a big company and establish a stable life. However, in recent years, due to the global competition and business depression, there is no certainty that you will be able to gain happiness just by following what everyone else has done.
So why do us youth have a fixed way towards happiness for the future? One answer to this is because youth do not have enough chances to interact with people who have different values and backgrounds. The youth standing here all experience some kind of interaction and gain diverse ways on how to gain happiness for the future. We will introduce about what motivated us to experience the interaction and how minds are changed. So, in the case of myself, my name is Airi Saito, and I would like to talk about the reason why I applied to this seminar today. I am interested in Islamic world since I worked 2 years ago in an NGO called Peace Village in Germany, where I took care of children from Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan, and so on. We bring the kids from those countries because their sickness and injury cannot be cured back their home. At junior high school time, I had an opportunity to read a moving and touching article of the organization, but never had the chance to help someone abroad. After entering university, it was time to try. So my interest towards the Islamic countries grew as I actually looked after the children and researched about their countries on the internet. I even started learning Persian, which is very, very close to the languages spoken in Afghanistan and Tajikistan. Getting to know more about the Islamic countries brought me new knowledge and prospect for the future to work in Islamic countries. Although I do recognize that every Muslim countries differ from in the terms of economic and political aspects and social development and so on, but still it is very, very meaningful for me to be here and to listen to and have an opportunity to talk with people who get out here today. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Takashi Mori and I'd like to make my presentation on disaster relief operations in Tohoku region. When the Great East Japan earthquake happened, the first thing I thought was I want to do something for my country, but at the time I didn't know the way to do so. Soon after, I received a call from Peaceboat, a Japan-based international NGO. So far, Peaceboat has accepted over 1,000 international volunteers from over 50 countries, alongside more than 10,000 Japanese volunteers. And also, ambassadors from Islamic countries such as Iraq, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia came to see the situation in Ishinomaki City. So I have been working periodically as volunteer leader and interpreter, mainly in Ishinomaki City, by participating in disaster relief activities of Peaceboat. And I myself worked with many of the volunteers, and I saw a lot of young volunteers working very hard. And the presence of volunteers shows survivors that the world has not forgotten about them. And through these activities, I found that the borders and nationalities don't matter when it comes to humanitarian assistance. And I also came to realize the great potential of the global human connection, especially the one with young power. Thank you. Today we try to introduce our thoughts on how Japanese youth might have been changing to expand our opportunities around us domestically and globally. In the introduction part, we mentioned that Japan is facing many kinds of problems, and what is going to happen in the future is a crucial question for us. But having opportunities to interact with people who have different values and backgrounds can change our mindsets to future is full of opportunities. And finally, we believe that this event, Dialogue for the Future between Japan and the Islamic world, would play an important role for us to exchange different values, cultures, traditions, and so on, and thus build our prospects for the future. We strongly hope to make our first step to stand in solidarity and cooperate together for the future of Japan and the Islamic world. Thank you very much for listening.
ジザンチン時代にはマダバ市内には数多くの教会が建てられ、内部にはモザイクが施された。最も有名なのは
これと同じモザイクが床にあります。なのでちょっと見にくいと思うんですね。だからなんとなくどこに何があるかを。綺麗ですね。
Does it take to make one?
How many days?
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are very happy to have a chance to speak here. As Japanese working in Jordanian society, we have seen and experienced so many differences in culture, the way of thinking, lifestyle, and so on. And because we are foreigners here, we realize a lot of differences, especially in point of view. We figured out expanding viewpoint and presenting different perspectives would lead to thousands of open doors to wonderful future for you.
And I would like to talk to my family and my friends about this fruitful experience here in Jordan when I get back to Japan. And it would be very nice if you also can come to Japan and hopefully participate in disaster relief activities with me. So my question is, do you have any chance or time to do so?
I would like to say that yes, if we have the chance to work as volunteer in Japan, we would like to, because I think that by the voluntary work, it's like each person has an energy inside it. So if he used this energy to serve its society or the other society, we will change the world by. We will begin changing the world by the voluntary work, and this will lead to the social change.
ده كورس 8 16 يعني 16 جاي